All right, dudes and dudettes, welcome back to the Civilian Armory. Something I thought might be kind of interesting to do. I am in the middle of assembling another rifle for myself. Um, I've assembled several rifles for other people, and I have rifles that I assemble that are just you know not necessarily like trade bait rifles, but um, rifles that I assemble that I don't intend to use. They kind of just sit in the closet, and that's kind of what they do. Um, but I'm in the process of assembling another rifle for myself, so I thought it'd be kind of neat to maybe talk about each piece or component or set of components as I go, because I have experience with all these components. Because I tend to rifles for me, I kind of have a particular way that I like them to be, and with just very few modifications to each one. They're not all exactly the same. But thought we would talk about some of the parts. This will be kind of a string of videos. They'll come out as the parts arrive at my home, because, like everything else, coronavirus has gun parts all jacked up. So it's slow getting parts and pieces in right now. Yeah, but today's video is about the M4E1, which is from Aero Precision. They are not sponsoring this video. They didn't give me this for free. I'm not making any money off this. As per usual, if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I pay for all this stuff. I don't care if you see the serial number. I don't know. People always cover those up. I don't understand it. Whatever. So what is special or different about M4E1 receivers? That's grease, because I had a safety that I had in there. A lot of people will tell you, oh my gosh, you need blah blah XYZ receiver, or other people will tell you, a receiver is a receiver, and I don't disagree with either of those points. But I will tell you that as long as a receiver is in spec, right, you're not gonna have problems with it, right? Um, they're important, but they're not as important as other components, as like your bolt carrier group, your gas system, your barrel, things like that, right? But that said, I do prefer my rifles to be built on M4E1 upper and lower receivers, and I generally buy them as a set. I have some of these that are Cerakoted from Aero Precision, and then this is just anodized. This is their black, hard anodizing. So, what makes them different? Well, to look at it, especially seeing the trigger guard there, it kind of looks like a billet receiver set, but it's not. These are forged. These are forged from 7075 T6 aluminum, just like mil-spec receivers are. They're forged. But Aero's got kind of a cool way that they do it. They forge the trigger guard in. It's not a big obnoxious trigger guard like some of your aftermarket pin-in trigger guards are, but it is generously big. I've got pretty good sized fingers, and even with gloves on, they get in there just fine. They have a flared magwell, which is really hard to see. Let me see if I can get you some light through there. They don't have a crazy big flare on the magwell, but it is a flared magwell. I find that it's just enough flaring. I like it a lot. A couple other things. One of the things a lot of people like is this little screw right here. You recognize this hole if you've ever built an AR-15 before. This is the hole where your screw that holds your pistol grip goes. And then there's this set screw here. And you might be wondering, well, what's going on there? Well, what's going on there, that is a nylon-tipped set screw. And There you go. You can see just that green nylon tip on it. That is a nylon tip set screw that you can adjust, and that puts, you don't want to adjust it a lot, but, and I don't even adjust them myself, but that puts just a little bit of pressure on this lug here where your pin goes through. And all that does is take out wobble out of your receiver set. You can use it, you can not use it. It's an interesting feature. If I was building, some kind of a long-range precision rifle, that might be something I would mess with. Real interesting feature. Real interesting feature. We'll pop that pin back in there. A couple of other things they do on the M4's E1 receivers. Move my knife sharpener out. I was using that for a little stand there. That hole right here, where your takedown pin, detent, and detent spring go, is actually threaded. It's threaded number 4 for a number 4 screw, 40 threads per inch. So a 4-40 set screw is what you want to use in there. I find that it's best to clip a little bit off of the takedown pin detent spring to be able to use that set screw. Otherwise, it ends up being really, really tight. So I clip just a little bit off. That's just me. You don't have to do that. Also, your bolt catch, instead of being a roll pin like normal, it is a threaded screw. It is a, I don't know if you can see it or not there. It's a hex head threaded screw. You see a lot of receivers after people have assembled them. They'll have a lot of scratches right in this area, and that's from hammering in the roll pin there. But if you just make it a threaded screw like Aero's done, you eliminate that. You don't have to worry about that. This is not the M4E1 Enhanced. The Enhanced has the BAR barrel nut system on it. I don't use that because you can only use certain handguards if you do that. I prefer to use my own handguards. I do have some Aero Precision handguards, but I'm not married to them. I'm not devoted to Aero Precision handguards. Matter of fact, this build is getting a Midwest Industries combat rail. So that's just a few of the specs on these. I like them for that. That's the other thing. On the upper receiver, on the forward assist, instead of that being a roll pin, it is also a threaded set screw. And I believe this one and this one are both number 6 set screws. Makes that easier, because I don't know if you've ever tried to install a forward assist and hammer that pin in, but it can be a little tricky. As you can see, these are T-marked like they should be. Just a good solid set of receivers. Aero Precision offers them in several different kinds of Cerakoting. If you ever get on Aero's website, they'll do like a special on builder sets. They've got a company that does like custom Cerakoting for them. They actually just released freaking Rhodesian camo receiver sets that looked awesome, and they were sold out almost instantly. You've got to like follow Aero Precision's Facebook page and be on there within the first 10 minutes to get in on those. But so I don't have any of the cool ones. I've got some in FDE and some in black. But the machining is good from Aero Precision. Everything fits tight, fits like it should. Never had any problems with them. They're just a good, solid receiver sets. And I know it's hard to get excited about receiver sets, but I do think that, whenever possible, you should use the best quality stuff you can afford to purchase, right? If you're going to stake your life on this, right? And this is the civilian armory, right? So I get that. Maybe you're just building range toys, and that's cool. I don't build guns that are not for defense. All of my rifles are what I would categorize as working rifles. You won't see, red anodized parts on my builds. You won't see blue anodized parts on my builds. I don't jazz them up like that, because to me they're all tools. Half my rifles look like they've been used as a hammer. that's just, my philosophy on it. They are all tools. I am the weapon, right? I build these for defensive purposes, right? The defense of my home, defense of my liberty, defense of my family, defense of my friends. Yeah, they're all just defensive tools to me. And if you want to build, range toys, cool, man, go for it. And also, there's nothing inherently wrong with having red or blue or green or yellow or purple or whatever other color of anodized parts on your home defense gun. Just me personally, I don't jazz them up like that because it's just not in my taste. Anyways, that's my take on it. Aero M4E1 receivers and receiver sets. They're my favorite receiver sets. Thanks for watching.